Okay, so this is another good notes one. Just letting you know that every video I do does have notes. So if you see me looking off to the side, it's just to keep me on track. I'm not part of the teleprompter game just yet. So in the last episode, we were talking about detaching from your identity with your job because we are so much more than that. And today I really want to go into basically from the emotional preparedness to the actual practical steps I took. And just a little disclaimer, make sure you go and watch my episode 2, the Run the Numbers video, before making any big decisions. But this will be kind of like a part 2, almost similar. Certain things that I hit, basically 5 things that I hit or made sure to hit before quitting my job and choosing to travel the world. So this video is really about the real, authentic things you need to take care of before quitting your job, like really taking advantage of the benefits you do have. Think of this as becoming the most supported version of yourself checklist. So as always, for those of you who are new around here, my name is Juanita, aka the Caramel Yogi. And for those of you who are not new around here, thank you so much for coming back. It is so lovely to share this entire journey with you. Like this is I'm filming this months in advance, so I feel my comfortability with one being on camera, but sharing these different sides of things have been so like, I don't know, fun and freeing. So thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. So first and foremost, I do want to say you can't do it all. And this is the point where I do want you to give yourself some grace. There's benefits you may have at your job, such as tuition reimbursement, egg freezing, different like health insurance policies or like HSA funds, which is a health savings account, where you may not be able to take advantage of it so close to when you're preparing to move or do a sabbatical, go on some kind of rest or break. And that is completely fine. What you can do is start from now. So if you weren't able to take up tuition reimbursement, but you feel like that would really benefit you in the future, I don't think it's a bad idea to wait for that or embrace that. Like at least when I did my tuition reimbursement at my job, as soon as I graduated, they got rid of the program. So it's totally up to you, your appetite for risk or things like that. So give yourself grace if you feel like there's benefits you want to do or take advantage of, like honor that feeling and go for it now. Like all you have is time right now. And if you're like, you know what, I'm ready to move and we're just gonna take what we can get, that also works too. All that to say, consider this in all of your planning. If you want to wait for tuition reimbursement, if you're wanting to wait for certain things, go ahead and do so. But if you're at the point where you're like, no, I got to make this move, I got 5 months, I got a year, don't let that stress you out for not taking advantage of them. Like that hindsight is 2020. You will be fine. Better things are on the horizon. So let's get into it. So the easiest one to start with is to use your insurance like it owes you. So go ahead and make all your appointments. And again, you know what your health coverage and dental coverage looks like. Go to those benefits. Like I've already used one of my dental cleanings already, so I'm planning the second dental cleaning. I already got my contacts. You have to do like your annual physical, things like that. So I'm getting all of those things scheduled. No specialist things for me. No crazy procedures. Last month, I did get my retainer replaced. So I had braces back in high school, so it's been 10 years. I just want a new retainer. Like that one, I felt like my teeth were separating a little bit. So use my insurance, got a nice retainer, got a nice little discount on it as well. I did have to come out of pocket for some of it. I think it was all of it, but I had a discount. So I'm glad I did that. Now, while I have this more hardy insurance than paying for that as an uninsured person, and this is definitely not something I want to deal with while being abroad, because now I'm finding like a new dentist, maybe in a different language of the country I'm in. So I'm like, okay, I want to do this now with the dentist I love. So something to consider. Honestly, you don't want to be unemployed or abroad stressing over something you could have done beforehand, especially with whatever benefits your job is giving you. And I'm saying benefits in job because that's my personal situation, but if you have any other kind of, I don't want to say privileged space, but if you're an influencer, but you're only in this, special state of getting the benefits, like that still counts. I'll be 100% honest, there's an appointment I do not want to make just because I feel a lot of apprehension, almost like that white coat syndrome with going. I haven't had good experiences in the past. So I'm personally setting aside a budget to do that in another country or where I end up landing, because I just can't do that before I quit my job. I'm like way too anxious, way too nervous, but that's why I'm setting aside a budget. So I'm not just, putting my health on the back burner. So another important piece, this is part 2, max out your employer's benefits. So this is like your 401k, your retirement healthcare savings plan. Can't really necessarily do anything with a pension, but know where everything is, know where everything is going. It's important to know where your money's going, what money is yours to keep. For some people, well, something I did, I made sure I was vested. So when you're vested at a company, that means any money that the company also put towards your retirement plans is yours to keep. Like, you already showed the company enough skin in the game where you're allowed to keep with that money. So you may have a plan where you're like, I'm not going to leave until I'm vested. Or you may have a plan that I'm going to, again, max out my 401k so I have as much money, as much match in there as possible so I can feel incredibly secure. So that's what I did. I could have put more money into my 401k, but because of the traveling I'm planning to do and have prepared for, it's already paid off. Yay! I really did want some extra money in my check to make sure that went as smoothly as possible, which it did. The rest goes to savings, things like that. You have earned these. These are part of your full suite of compensation. And it's funny I say that because something a friend was, I don't want to say upset with me of, but I am leaving before bonus time. So this usually happens between February and March. And the reason I'm leaving, my rent's going up, other expenses are going up. Me staying for my bonus is not worth it. I'm not at the level of senior leadership or managerial leadership where it's a big bonus. Like, I know some managers who are getting like $35,000 or $75,000. I'm not near that, so I don't feel as if that's a loss personally. And it's kind of like a trade-off. Like, I can either stay for my bonus and stay in a job that's not quite right for me, or I can forgo the bonus and be in the country that I really, really love and want to be in and have those experiences. So I'm at peace with that. Would it be nice to have that money? Sure, but it's not something that is going to like make or break my life and decision making. Also, I'm confident in saying this because if you watched episode 2, Run the Numbers, I know what my freedom balance is. I've hit my freedom balance. I hit that back in September, maybe, where I can I can quit now and be fine. So everything now has been extra. That feels like the bonus to me. I really just work for my salary because in my mind, I feel like if your company has a merit freeze or anything, you may not get the bonus. I've seen people lose their bonuses. So it's not a loss to me. Do not worry. So if you're also someone in the same position, you can stay for your bonus if that would help you with your freedom balance. But if you're good to go without it, there is some flexibility moving in December as well. All right, so number 3 is to cancel, pause, or reassign. This is all about our subscriptions, anything we're paying into. Like, I'm someone who was going to Pilates, monthly facials or massages. We are gutting everything that we don't need, we can't bring with us. Subscriptions, recurring expenses. Again, this will sound familiar from the Run the Numbers episode. And this is the time to audit / cancel your gym memberships, monthly apps you're not using, streaming services. So there's a lot of work to be done here. Remember, we're not doing this because of lack. We're doing this to create space for our new life or our sabbatical, our break, whatever it may be. You don't want to feel like, oh, I'm suffering because I have to get rid of these things. No, like, I'm making space for the new stuff. So new apps, new streaming services, new gym memberships in different places. What's fun about this, I'm going through this right now. I never believe people when they're like, oh, call your services and then they'll be able to lower your bill. I think I did it for my phone one time and it just didn't work. So now, because I know I'm actually moving, my Optimum, which is my internet provider, I got the top plan, raised my service to like $20 more. So I was paying $80. Now I'm paying like $96. It was like in that realm. So I called him like, hey, that's a little bit crazy, like with no notice. He's like, no, we gave you notice. It was in a little tiny blurb in our same template that we send you every month. Like, there was no like additional one. So I'm like, this is a good time to get intel. Like, I know I'm canceling actually, but let me just see. While we're on the call, they let me know that they're actually raising it an additional $70 on top of that come January. And that, I wasn't part of any special thing. They're just doing it because we laid new fiber and all of this new stuff we're doing. Optimum goes out for me weekly. As someone who like works remotely, sometimes I really need my internet to work. So as we're talking about how basically was going to double, essentially told me after all these like retention calls and things, they're lowering my bill down to $50 a month. I have been robbed for the last like 3 years. Like, what do you mean? So I'm glad that's happened. So I get to enjoy 1 month of $50 full throttle internet service, and then I'm canceling because I have to move. But have these conversations with different providers now and enjoy a little bit of savings, because now I'm like, oh, I would have done that sooner, because he actually implemented that, the retention call person, for 36 months, something insane. I'm like, oh, I would have loved that. Something to consider there. I like this one. I lost count. What is it? This is number 4. This is get your paperwork in order. You can hustle too. Get your paper right. So this is a chapter you truly can't ignore. You can leave your job and still preserve your professional identity on your terms. This is the time to update your contacts. This is saving your W-2, things you need for taxes, that kind of paperwork. I would save your performance reviews, your achievements, because even I have a hard time remembering things I did at the beginning of the year, but I keep a nice running list of all my achievements and things, but on my work computer. So this is something I want to make sure that's on my personal computer, on my LinkedIn, so it's not just like lost. It's better to have things written down. Also include like print and download any certifications or licenses you may have gotten from your job, because these will all better assist you if you do want to apply for another role. I'm personally starting my own business and have, been working in that. It's important to kind of have that you did work, you did something, to have like a physical representation of that or physical proof of that if you are trying to move into like a new situation, again, a new corporate role, or if you're starting on your own business and you're applying for grants and things. It's nice to have that accreditation behind you as well. So I'm someone who actually does update my resume about twice a year, usually because like I'll be talking to interns all the time and I see how good their resumes are. So I'm like, oh, I need to brush it up. I do actively work on my resume, and I also actively work on my LinkedIn, which has been more of a start from actually doing this series. And I've been getting such great feedback off like the stories I've been sharing about my personal life and how it relates to my career. But now I want to start asking those people like, hey, give me a recommendation on LinkedIn, comment, interact with me. So now I'm building a community there as well when I do leave my job, because I love the people I work with. I just don't want to work there, but I still want to be around my community. Something to keep in mind, keeping your professional relationships intact. I was going to put something in here about like, don't burn a bridge. You are quitting, so in a way, people will feel you're leaving them behind, but it's not that at all. I'll try to keep in contact as much as I can, especially on LinkedIn. This is a time to really solidify those communities you have, keep in touch with those communities you have, and keep track of all that paperwork as well. Okay, this is the best part, and you should have expected this as a financial services girly. But number 5 is set up future you for financial success. So before you quit, I want you to research, set up, and fund the accounts that will make you feel the most secure in your new life, your new chapter. So for me, I've always had a high yield savings account. I've mentioned this, I think, definitely in episode 2, but I like how fluid that money can be, and I can transfer it from like one account to another very quickly. I have brokerage accounts. I have my 401k. I don't plan on moving that over to a different brokerage, but yeah, a different servicer, things like that. But those things made me feel very secure about the decision I'm making, because I made the time to research them, set them up, fund them, actually choose where that money is going within the fund. So if people have Roth IRAs, you can send money, but you still got to choose what they're investing in. So find the right financial planner, accountant, whatever you need for all those things as well. But now I can go into that much more secure. So that money is just building for me while I'm playing around. So again, really research, really look, ask questions. Another part about this is automate your bill payments, because I use my phone plan. I will be getting the eSIM card. I use Saily. I can send you a link if you guys are interested in using Saily, but that's an eSIM I use wherever I travel in the world, like Europe, Asia. Haven't had any problems. It's really, really good. I don't want that going out on me while I'm traveling, so I'm automating that payment, so I'm not doing any extra steps or stops on my travels. Make sure you build a buffer for emergencies. I do not play about a little savings fund, rainy day fund, only because you never know what could happen. I'm actually shopping around for insurance now, so if something were to happen on my travels, like my parents can be okay and everything can be transferred the right way, like everyone's supported. It's nice to prepare for emergencies. At the best, you won't even need it. And there was a little factoid. I gotta look it up, but most Americans can't cover an $1,000 emergency. And that's scary because I think when I bust my tires one time driving over a pothole 8 other people drove over, it was expensive. I think I paid like $700, $800 to replace my tires, which I could have been robbed too. But like, again, like luckily I had a savings account to fund that emergency and not having to rely like paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to finally fix my car. Something to consider when you're traveling, sabbaticaling. Also understand how you'll get health coverage once you leave. I know once I leave my job, I will not have health coverage, dental coverage, vision. Someone who wears contacts, someone I gotta pay to see. I'm already looking at what those options will look like, paying out of pocket uninsured. As I mentioned earlier, I have been quoting insurance for my travels, and I found one. I'll actually be buying that right after I make this video, so I can feel 100% secure that if I ever have like an emergency or my parents need to get to me, I have the proper plan for that. And I went through 8 different companies and they've been all calling me and emailing me, but that's what makes me feel most secure with these travels, because I am doing the research. Like, take the time to set yourself up. Do not be nervous. It may be overwhelming. Do a little bit a day, but please do it. And yes, we are finally at the takeaways. Those are the 5 things that I wish I did and am doing. Basically prepared to quit my job, and honestly, doing each thing has made me feel much more secure, much more free. I hope these help kind of stir up some conversations in you, and I'm sure I've missed things. So if there's anything that you feel like would help, or something you learned from a friend, like, be sure to share those in the comments. And if you're new here, this is basically one of the videos in my Conscious Sabbatical series. So that's what I'm calling it now. I don't know if I'll change the name, but I'm really feeling that name right now. Taking you through all of these steps of leaving my 9 to 5 to travel full time. Well, rebuild a life on my terms. So I would love to see you for the next episode as I talk about selling my stuff. So why it's liberating, what's important to sell first, and why I'm so anti-storage unit. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like this video, subscribe so you're here for when that next video drops. I appreciate you all for taking the time to watch this video, but I will see you next time. Bye bye.